the trust has been in transition, and they're really sort of reimagining what power looks like in relationship and how to shift the power away from foundations making a lot of decisions for communities across the state, and really recognizing that communities are filled with experts about those communities, and that there's a real opportunity.
Really, the community partnerships is based on the theory that people in the community have the expertise in the place where they live. They're the biggest stakeholders in the success or failure of a project, and so are really best suited to be naming the solutions.
So our role is, I really see one as support, as co-creation, co-learning, really trying to create a learning community within the communities we serve. I really started off with, we were given a tremendous amount of data. And so I sat down and I started looking through both, I called it high-level data in the state. What are these communities ranking of in terms of state outcomes or health outcomes?
So we start there, kind of like a bird's eye view level, and do what we call windshield surveys, where we go into the community and just take a look around.
Going out to coffee, lunch, breakfast with people, talking to them a little bit about the trust and the trust process, and saying we're really looking for, what's the story of this community?
The park, the school, the library, the chamber, the fire department, we're all working together. We keep doing community events. There was just one kickoff to summer at the school where they did a free barbecue for everyone, and any organization can come in and give information on summer programs.
A lot of it is the residents reaching out to us. If there's that kind of willingness and kind of stepping up, then I think that's a big indicator for us that there's residents who are excited and willing and ready.
The process was really about convening groups in the community, starting to get some information. We invited the whole community together, and they chose their 25 members who would represent them as a resident team.
One of the good things about this process is that the people that are at the table are really grassroots people. They're not the talking heads in our community. They're not the people that are always on committees and making decisions for the larger community. These are really people whose voices are never heard, yet they have some intense ideas, some really good ideas, and they're extremely committed to the process.
So when I was in Fort Morgan, when I hear Colorado Trust and working with the ELL students, I was like, can I connect with them? And the funny thing I did, and it was so it's still so great. You just feel like, wow, how special it is, yeah, to communicate with. Even though we don't share the same culture, our difference we have should not be an obstacle. It should be a bridge.
People get to know each other and they get to communicate with each other better instead of...
Bueno, se ha trabajado en buscar realmente lo que hace falta en la comunidad. Se han ido haciendo lo que la comunidad necesita, pero también estamos viendo que todos están entrelazados. Y lo más importante es que pensemos no en lo que a mí me hace falta, pensemos en lo que le hace falta a la comunidad. Sino que todos estemos en el mismo nivel, porque eso es equidad y cualidad. Que todos tengamos el mismo nivel en todos los sentidos: salud, educación, vivienda, recreación, en todo.
So we have a common story, but it's those stories that we don't share in common that are really important for us all to understand.
It's important to enter into a community knowing that leadership already exists on the ground, that people are living out this type of work every day, but they might just not use the same language and jargon that we use around health equity. I think our role is to really bring the people together who are already doing this work and are living it out.
You know, in reading this job description about the leadership team, it's like, does a job like this actually exist? It's so perfect. It's a job that asks you to get involved in your community, to help people in your community, and to connect people in your community. We did a lot of work in town. We helped Krista, the community partner, put our resident team together.
It's exciting to me to see this diverse group, both male and female, young and old, and in between, different backgrounds, different educational backgrounds and levels, come together and talk to each other and agree on a plan that's going to make our community healthier. That's very exciting to me as an organizer.
So having resident leaders and resident team members that we're partnering hand in hand throughout the entire process helps hold me accountable so that I don't get ahead of the community and I don't start to forget who I'm accountable with and to.
Thanks for coming.
And then everybody just kind of says what they think. And
So we had focus groups. We went out into the community in the spring and the summer, and we asked the local folks in the area 3 questions. What's good about living in San Luis? What's difficult about living in San Luis? And if we had the great change in San Luis tomorrow, what would that be? What would this community look like? So we took all of the answers from the focus groups and then we piled them up and then we separated them into different categories. Then we had our resident-led group sort all of the answers that came out of the focus groups into different categories. That's going to allow us, the resident-led team, to put together a community plan that will make our community healthier.
We're excited that through the time with Krista, we have come to 3 priorities for the community that the residents want, and that is to focus on the youth, to work on this bit of the infrastructure, and to create community.
One thing that I really do want most is a greater success in our youth, and I don't want to see those people drop out or not think that they can be successful because where they live, not think that they could be successful because they don't have the money. I hope what comes out of this is helping our youth grow to be people who are successful.
Hemos aprendido mucho. Al menos yo he aprendido mucho de las personas que han tenido negocios. Me he educado mucho sobre instituciones que yo no sabía ni cómo se llamaban, que podían ayudarnos. Y pensamos que el pueblo, mis vecinos, mis familiares están interesados en que Manzanola prospere.
Looking at health equity for most of the team, it's been looking at how our health is impacted by so many more factors than the doctors you go to or the food that you put into your body. If you don't have proper housing, how does that affect you mentally, physically? Those are a few different things that ideas that we've went through to figure out what is important.
Because if you look at the number of people that we've spoken to, that's 96 people. What did we say? That's like 5 or 6% of the population in this community. So there's going to be a chance for us to have more input. once we're able to identify the root causes of the issues that are prioritized, in essence, it will just make our certain areas of our community much healthier and much better than we are today.
Each of the different pieces that the community is working on, including their root cause analysis and doing the pile sorting with the information that they gathered out in community, each of those pieces is part of their health equity plan. So we at the Trust are in communication with communities, so we know sort of where they are, can give real-time feedback, and sort of put the pieces together into the community's health equity plan.
Touches your heartstrings because this is your own community and you're hoping that this is going to create some worthwhile change.
I'm very excited because I think that no matter where you go, you should leave a place better than what you found it. And so that's what we're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.